Richard, you can switch the screen.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to our New Jersey Country Time Prayer Vigil. We will begin by greeting our Heavenly Parents and true parents. Chanje, Kampanike, Kyombe. Aro. For opening prayer, can I please ask Mrs. Carol Colbert to open us up in prayer, please? Oh, actually, sorry. Can I recite their family pledge? I missed a step. I'm so sorry. We're gonna go in Korean, please. 하늘도 인 여자는 한 사람을 하늘과 천국이 움직이는 가정이 Richard, do you think we could mute the music, please? Thank you. Number 6, our family, the owner of Channel Guk, pledge to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the heavenly parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessings to our community by sending on true love. Thank you. And may I please ask again Ms. Carol Poban to open us up in prayer? Are you able to unmute?
Unmute.
Okay.
Okay, got it. Please join me in prayer. Our most beloved Heavenly Parent, our Father, Mother God, we thank you so much for this morning that we could gather together as one family. Father, I know that you must long for a time when all of humanity would join together as one family, as we do in the morning, be able to greet even those whom we've never met before with a heart of love and acceptance. Father, keeping in mind your desire, your hope, your desire, your love, Father, we begin this day and pray that we can be a vehicle of your love and your goodness, especially with the passing of Christmas Day, when we celebrate the love of your Son, Jesus. Father, that love that has been perpetuated through our true parents, both in male form and now in female form. Father, we pray that we can become the embodiment of your true love through our couples, through our families, through our communities, and through our nations of the world. We thank you so much for this time that we share together, and we just offer it up to you with humble hearts. I pray that you could speak through our speaker this morning. And I pray these things upholding the name of our true parents and in our names as blessed central families. Adieu.
Jill. Thank you so much, Mrs. Povance, for that beautiful opening prayer. We will now go into our morning light stretches. So let's shake out our body. All right, we're gonna reach to the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To our left side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go into our back. Reach all the way to our back. We go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. We're going to do back rotation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and if you guys are standing up, we'll do some leg stretches. You can do it sitting down as well. And just reach your toes. See how far you can get. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll do hip rotations. If you can't do hip rotations, just go side to side. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to bring your leg up. If you can, you're sitting down, you can bring it up forward. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. In the last 10 seconds, you can stretch or massage any body part that you like. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just to the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right. Hopefully everyone's wide awake and ready to join our breakout rooms and share any appreciation or gratitudes for today. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. I had a wonderful breakout room with Ian and Mr. Takashi. So to share their appreciation and gratitude for today, can I please ask Ian to share his appreciation?
Okay. I'm, my appreciate for today is, spending my Christmas time with my family at dinner was, pretty great. So, yeah. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ian, for sharing. Can I also ask Mr. Takashi to share his gratitude for today?
Okay. Yeah. Yesterday and at the Christmas day, so I visited two couple of spiritual children home, and so brought Christmas gift. So to have the conversation and then that I really remember whole years, and I forgot many things we received from them, some gift or that kind of thing. I've already forgot, but it's really grateful return to that grace gift that at the year end. And also, Janet asked me, what are you doing today? So I told, so we taking care Poppy, dog, because my daughter's family went to Sweden to meet the Christmas reunion, husband side family. So Poppy is lonely by herself, and then so we had to take care, especially in the night time. So my wife used to go home at that house, just a couple block, one block to our house. So my wife asked me to go together nighttime, sleep with the dog. She feel lonely or happy, joy, dog. So Dr. Yon said we have to love creature, animal. Yeah, that is a good experience for me. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Takashi, for your sharing. And good luck watching the dog this week. Alrighty, we will now move to True Mother's memoir. So please prepare your hearts and minds as we listen to Dr. Ward while he reads True Mother's words and shares his insight for today.
Thank you, Jeanette, and good morning and Merry Christmas to everybody. In our group, we were talking about well, I guess before the meeting, I was talking a little bit with Jeanette that actually we sometimes talk about the 12 days of Christmas, and I think the 12 days of Christmas are from December 25th until January 6th. So we're still celebrating Christmas. Yeah, so if we could share the reading, is that okay? Thanks so much. Let's start with the Yankee Stadium Festival on June 1st, 1976 was the first half of the God Bless America Festival, held to honor the bicentennial year of the United States founding. With its success, we decided not to wait, but to hold a rally in Washington, D.C. at the Washington Monument in September, just 3 months later. By the way, originally the Washington Monument was supposed to take place in 1978, so Father changed that after Yankee Stadium. Not surprisingly, members of the U.S. government with less than noble motives worked with narrow-minded religious leaders and anti-cult groups that preyed upon members' parents to launch an all-out attack on us. Always on the lookout for a controversy, the media built its audience by articles and news reports disparaging and criticizing us. Arrayed against us at the Yankee Stadium and Washington Monument, events were more than 30 opposition groups, including the U.S. Communist Party. Nonetheless, without a trace of fear or the remotest consideration about pulling back, my husband and I set aside our personal safety and dedicated our lives to the future of the United States. We invested all we had to wake up the American churches and people to the reality of God, the truth of the Bible, and the supreme importance of God-centered marriage and family life beyond race, nation, and religion. Declaring this message on the vast expanse of the National Mall was our goal, and nothing could change that. After a good deal of back and forth, 40 days before the rally, the government granted the permit to hold our assembly on the National Mall. Now the die was cast. I felt as if I were entering a waterless desert with an oasis 40 days away. On the emotional level, that 40 days seemed as if it were more than 40 years. Thank you very much. So I'm going to just share my screen, if that's okay. So when we read Mother's words this morning, we said, she notes that, not surprisingly, members of the U.S. government, less than noble motives, worked with narrow-minded religious leaders and anti-cult groups that preyed upon members' parents to launch an all-out attack on us. And the media joined in. Without a trace of fear or the remotest consideration about pulling back, my husband and I set aside our personal safety and dedicated our lives to the future of the United States. We invested all we had to wake up the American churches and people to the reality of God, the truth of the Bible, and the supreme importance of God-centered marriage and family life beyond race, nation, and religion. Declaring this message on the vast expanse of the National Mall was our goal, and nothing could change that. So in the 1970s and 1980s, there were so many groups out there that wanted to do damage to our church and to our true parents in particular. If you travel along the New Jersey Turnpike, there is the New Jersey State Police Museum, which is located in West Trenton, New Jersey. And in that museum, there is an exhibit that talks about having addressed a terrorist attack, actually, that was being prepared at the end of the 1980s. There was a Japanese man, his name was Yu Kikimura. And Yu Kikimura was arrested on the New Jersey Turnpike, not too far from going into New York City. And he was arrested, and he was found carrying 3 18-inch pipe bombs that were hidden in fire extinguishers containing roofing nail shrapnel. And there was an arms specialist who testified at his trial concerning what his intention was and the significance of the weapons that he had developed. And the arms specialist said that if the bombs had been detonated in an occupied large room with a 10-foot ceiling, there would have been numerous casualties and significant property damage. He shared the view. This is from the testimony, by the way, this is from the appeals court review of the testimony. He shared the opinion that while they were capable of destroying property, they were meant as anti-personnel devices. In other words, they were meant to kill people. And Thurman thought that Kikimura was more than a high intermediate, meaning he was very skilled when compared with people skilled in making bombs. This was a professional. He knew exactly what he was doing. So Yu Kikimura was taken to trial in New Jersey in 1989, And he was the person who prosecuted him was a man by the name of Samuel Alito, which might be a name familiar to some of you because Samuel Alito is now one of the Supreme Court justices of the United States Supreme Court. And he tried Yu Kikimora, and Kikimora was sentenced to 30 years in prison. At that time, Michael McDivitt, who many of you know, has served since the mid-1970s as the chief of True Parent Security, was alerted by the FBI. And they said that Kikimora had a list of targets where he wanted to plant these bombs that he had developed. And True Parents were one of the targets. So Mother says, my husband and I have been carrying out victory over communist activities throughout the world, and we received information that North Korean leader Kim Il-sung wanted to assassinate us. The Japanese Red Army received its training in North Korea. Kikimora was sentenced to 30 years in prison, and he actually served from 1989 till 2005. And in 2005, he was released to custody to the Japanese government. And he was then returned to Japan, and he was held for 2 further years in prison in Japan. So True Parents were fearless. They were determined to do what they were called to do, and they didn't care about what the consequences might occur. At the same time that there were threats, there were also phenomenal things that happened in this period because God was so strongly with the True Parents. And I think, like some of us on this call, I was lucky enough to be a part of all of these campaigns. And I just wanted to share a couple of experiences or thoughts from those campaigns. I wanted to mention the 32-city tour. As we read yesterday, it was mentioned that True Parents traveled to all 48 of the continental United States, but they also went to Hawaii and Alaska. And I had the opportunity to go to Alaska during that tour. And one of my responsibilities on the 38-city tour was we needed to prepare a place for True Parents everywhere we went. And what we typically did is we tried to find a home that was for sale, that was in good shape, and we would rent that home. And then we would furnish the home for the time that the True Parents were there. And I still remember that in Alaska, I just had a remarkable experience because when I went into a shop in order to buy, it wasn't Bed Bath & Beyond, but it was something like that. There was no Bed Bath & Beyond back then, but a store like that. And I went into the store and I was like purchasing bedding and things like that. And I had this amazing experience because I went in and literally all these different things that were in that store were saying to me, please buy me, please buy me, please buy me, because they wanted to be with True Parents. It was amazing. I never had that experience before, and I haven't had it since, but it was just an incredible experience of the power that True Parents have. And the spiritual world was so powerful when True Parents came to Alaska. I still remember that when we were witnessing during that period of time, and a number of people came, spiritually very prepared people. And I just remember two of the people that joined back then. One of them, when everybody was seated, but when Father came into the room and Father walked down the aisle to approach the stage, when Father walked past this person, the person was sitting in his chair, and immediately he was knocked out of his chair by the spiritual power of True Father. And then there was another person who was there, who was spiritually very open. And he said that he had seen many auras, the spiritual aura around, or halo around the person, the aura around a person. But he said this was the first time when he saw True Father that he ever saw a rainbow aura, this incredible rainbow aura that surrounded True Parents at that time. Anyway, there were so many remarkable experiences that happened. And I wanted to share just one experience also from the Kalsa days. And you know, we would travel to the South, and particularly in the South at that time, there were many African Americans who were attending our events. And when I went to those events, I always felt very uncomfortable. I didn't quite know why, but somehow I felt very uncomfortable when I attended those events. And then the Kalsa program, we would teach the kind of victory over communism material the first day, and then a second day. And at the end of the second day, Dr. Bohi Pak would share True Parents' testimony. And then we would have one final day of the Kalsa seminar. But this was in April. I guess it must have been April of 1985. And I received a phone call from Dr. Pak. And Dr. Pak said, I can't come to Atlanta. True Father asked me to do something else. I'm not going to be there. So you're going to have to share True Father's testimony to everybody. And I was like, what? You know, I just didn't, I have to do it. And he said, you have to do it. So, you know, when you don't know what else to do, then you just pray desperately. And when I prayed desperately, just the spirit world opened up to me. And the spirit world basically, and I felt it was Hongjanim, basically said, you know, tonight, when you share about True Father's testimony, before you share about True Father's testimony, I want you to apologize to all of the Black ministers in the room for the sin of slavery. And I kind of struggled. I said, why do I have to do that? I said, I'm not from the South, I'm from the North. And furthermore, my ancestors are from Ireland. They weren't even here during the slavery era. Why do I have to do this? And then this voice spoke and said, how do you know that one of your ancestors wasn't a pirate on those slave ships? And I thought, I don't know that. And anyway, the voice just said, then just go downstairs and do what I asked you to do. And so I went downstairs and I sincerely apologized, tearfully apologized. The spirit world was so powerful. And after I shared that testimony, this one Black minister stood up and said, you know, I waited so many years to hear somebody say that. And then there was a white minister in the room, and he came up to the stage and he said, you know, all my life I have hated Black people. I was taught to hate Black people, and all my life I've hated Black people. But when I heard this testimony tonight, something broke inside of me. And I have to repent to all of you for this terrible attitude that I've had. And then this one Black minister stood up and spoke to the Black ministers in the room and said, what about all of us? Don't we have some repenting to do as well? And anyway, it was just an incredible electric experience that happened. And after that experience, I was told by the Korean leader that True Mother wanted me to come to East Garden right away. And so after that event in Atlanta, we flew together to New York and to East Garden, and True Mother met me, and she said to me, I just want to thank you for doing what you did this evening. She said, Father was waiting in prison for someone to do that. And I really want to thank you for doing it. And she gave me some of Father's ties, and she said, when you lecture, please wear these ties, and so that God's Spirit can work with you. So anyway, it was such a deeply emotional and moving experience. And I wanted to just share one experience from the 8-city tour, because, you know, 8-city tour was in 1974. It was from after Madison Square Garden until I think the last city was Los Angeles. And the members that served on the 8-city tour, the IOWC team that served on that tour, we gathered, all of us gathered in Belvedere, and Father said, now I'm going to pick the people who are going to be part of my entourage for the 8-city tour. So there were hundreds of us there, and he literally went through the hundreds of us who were there, and step by step, he pulled out each of us. He pulled out each person that would be a part of that team. And it was a serious time. It was a serious time, and going through that period was a serious and a challenging time for all of us. And on the 8-city tour, I was part of the political PR team. And I just remember that in the final city of that tour, it was in Los Angeles, and we had worked very, very hard throughout the entire tour. But anyways, Los Angeles was particularly fruitful. Many wonderful things happened. One of which was that at that time the governor of California was Ronald Reagan. And anyways, a few years earlier, Ronald Reagan had written a letter welcoming a true father to Los Angeles. And so anyways, when I contacted Sacramento about and you know, writing another letter to welcome Father again, what the answer that came back was, oh no, you don't need a letter because you already got a letter last time, so that's just enough. You can read that one again if you want to, you know. And somehow I felt, no, that's not really right. And I begged and begged, and you know, it seemed almost impossible. And then at the very last minute, I received a phone call from the governor's personal secretary, and her name is Helen Van Dam. She's a very famous person. She was also the White House secretary for Ronald Reagan, later was an ambassador. Anyways, she called me on the phone personally, and I guess I nagged so much. She said, okay, the governor is going to write your letter. So anyway, it was a wonderful thing that finally the governor did agree to write the letter. But we had a reception that evening with true parents. And I'm talking about outside. Mostly it was outside, you know, guests and VIPs at this reception, and I was just there as a member, you know, and suddenly I was in this large group, and suddenly this hand reached out to me as to want to shake my hand, and I looked, and it was true Father who was there. And I was like so shocked that Father wanted to shake my hand. I kind of went back, you know, jumped back like this because I didn't expect it. And then he put his hand forward again, you know, in order to shake my hand. And that was my first time ever really to connect to true Father in such a personal way. But it was such a powerful thing. I don't think Father knew anything about what had gone on during that tour in terms of my personal experience, but I just felt that God worked through him at that time and really reached out to me, and it just meant the world to me. When I finally had a chance to shake Father's hand, I didn't want to let go. I just squeezed it so tight because it was such a precious experience for me. So yeah, anyway, those were precious times that we could go through, but it was also a time when really true parents were at the very front line, facing all kinds of struggles and dangers and difficulties, but determined to bring victory. And America is still around, and we have reasons to be hopeful because of what they did during that long period of time when they went to the front line with all of us. You know, literally, Father even witnessed on the street with brothers and sisters. That happened during the Carnegie Hall campaign. True parents did amazing things to go to the front line. Thank you all very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Ward, for the beautiful sharing and all your amazing experiences. I'm so glad that we were able to all listen today. But unfortunately, due to time, we will not be able to go into our breakout room. So please share any insights or keywords that you have gotten today from the reading and from Dr. Ward's insights. I will now pass it on to Pastor Takino for any announcements and the closing prayer for today.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Yes, I have a couple of announcements today. So, please, I need your prayers. Our brother, lovely brother, the elder brother, Mr. William Archbishop, he had an automobile accident when he was driving motorcycle 2 days ago, December 24. So he is in the Hackensack Hospital now. I think okay, but his wife said, please, right now that wait to visit him the hospital, and also he wanna on the William to focus his recovery. So please wait to call him, but just pray for him to quick recovery from the injury. And so this is, as you know, we like to have ACLC, Women's Federation, and UPF, centering on the UPF, New Jersey, and Family Fed together. We like to have a celebration of the Peace 2023 banquet. So this is the Saturday, December 30, from 11:30 to 3 p.m. And this is for the young couple and young family. Pastor Naokimi would like to invite young family of the lunch after Sunday service. So this is in particular, then we like to, Pastor Naokimi want to listen to their voices, their idea or suggestion to creating the new development of creating the new environment. Especially young families can space for young families more exciting to come to the church. And we have a midnight prayer. I don't know. Still, I don't know the Las Vegas champion. They have a program to connecting to the national network, but at least the New Jersey would like to have a midnight prayer, December 31st from tentative schedule is 11:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. Uh, and at that time, it's a good time to if you like to have new resolution or a new wish for new year 2024. We have the inheritance of heavenly fortune. Yeah, so Hyojin offering paper still available. So if you like to write your wish or offering your paper, you can write down that day you can submit for New Year. That's still available. So please contact Eriko-san or Yasutaka. But this is a tentative schedule. If national level they have some program, we like to join that. Okay. Sorry. The Pastor Crescentia, we are still waiting for the test result. So I like to share later about Pastor Crescentia's situation. Okay, brothers and sisters, please join me prayer. God, our precious heavenly parent and true parents. We can't forget our past experience. Our brothers and sisters build the foundation, then pass to the new generation. Even to send in the Messiah. how much the saying sages people they had a Johnson condition or dedicated their life, sacrificed their life to send a Messiah on this earth. Yes, God is sending the Messiah, but to God send the Messiah to the world, God need a condition. And that condition prepared by chosen people, chosen nation. And now all their effort to pass to next generation, to the next generation, even our effort, our pioneer dedication, we like to give our legacy to the next new generation. But they can freely build Choilguk centering on their passion, their idea. But still, root is same. We just want them to connect a deep root from true parents, from God. We don't want to break down this root, and that they can freely to express their God-given gift for the building the new world. Today, I truly appreciate Dr. Ward and all elder brothers and sisters. Pioneer time. No one, true parents has no foundation. Nobody support true parents. But at that time, these soldiers of the unificationists, they just believe God. They just believe true parents. And they dedicate their life by their faith to the true parent and God. Without them, we can't build the worldwide foundation. Without them, true parents cannot stand as a true parent of the humankind. But because we are all people, families, blessed families, is a treasure, is a strong point of our movement. So I truly appreciate all the brothers and sisters. We are the power. We are the source. This source. We are the actually the showing the people how we can create ideal world. I pray and report this. My name, Matsuchi and Namiko Blessed Central Family. Adieu.
Baju, please feel free to unmute for unison prayer.
Morning,
Gracias por la unción de Aquino San, experiencia compartidas por Dr. Ward esta mañana, lectura de
por la vida de
memorias. Padre, esto me hace reflexionar y pensar.
Jesus, heaven, earth, and human good one.
Por más
Risk
que
of his life.
haya habido
so much.
errores y
So much loneliness in his life.
devoción, victoria
Trust God.
por nosotros, los miembros que hemos unido
Even Satan
el siglo pasado, el siglo XX, de los años 40,
I give you
50,
everything
60,
you want.
70, 80,
Worship me. Even Satan says like God.
han dicho el fundamento de nuestro movimiento son las raíces y
God is my
los cimientos de este
and
gran
I never
movimiento.
betrayed God. No matter what
Todo
happens,
ha sido
I
mucho
trust God.
sacrificio, muchos sacrificios,
Heavenly Parent,
muchos esfuerzos, muchas lágrimas. Estuvo
to the true parent. Most of the difficult time.
reflexionando sobre
True parent trust God.
compartió el doctor
And a
Moore
true parent never wait. Their
una
determination,
gran actividad aquí en los
commitment
Estados Unidos.
to God.
Muchísimos miembros se unieron a
Right now,
participación y estaban edificando ampliamente,
we want that
apoyando a
the
nuestros
spirit
compañeros
to
en
infuse that
vidas,
spirit and
tratando de
he
sanar,
will
tratando de
break through any
a la
kind of
humanidad,
the war area.
restaurar esta nación,
We will
restaurar la
help
verdad,
in the
la policía,
destroy the book.
establecer familias libres de pecado original,
Our brother is
familias
so wonderful.
ideales,
If we are
verdaderas.
working together,
Debemos trabajar
we are such a small group
para testificar,
compared to the world.
sacrificando
But we are
nuestras
differently
familias,
create
hijos,
new future,
planes
new
de
world, centering on
estudio
the
y
Aju, Aju. Thank you, everyone. Well, that concludes our today's prayer, Chuncheon One prayer visual. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming today. Have a happy Tuesday, and I hope I get to see everyone tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ward. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thanks a lot.
We'd like to see meet everyone again tomorrow.
Bye.
Hey, title. Hey.
Papa
Bless
Prosper.
you.
Ah,
Thank you, Dr. Ward.
Mama Charlotte.
Thomas.
Thank you,
Hey.
Jeanette. Heidi.
Thank
Good
you,
morning.
everyone. Thank you, Dr. Ward.
Morning.
Reverend
God
Bismarck.
bless.
Thank you.
Bye-bye,
Good
everyone.
morning.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Ward.
Thomas.
Dr. Ward,
wife,
thank
let me
you.
see. And Arthur.
Thank you,
Guys, have a
Jeanette.
great day.
Reverend Bismarck again.
Yeah.
Did so well.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey. Dr.
Thank you,
Michael
Dr.
Tony.
Ward. Dr. Taquino.
I can't.
Tony, are you
Jeanette?
coming? Thank you.
Two.